those days. Hi. Yes, we are live. So,
Hi.
hey, lovely to have you with us as our second ever guest on Find Your Purpose. So, we're going to jump straight in because I think people would love to hear your accent, especially those of us who are over here in the UK. So, Heather, tell us all about you right now, who you are, what you're about, different bits and pieces.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be your second guest. I was kind of there when this whole thing came about, and so I'm
Yeah.
so excited to watch you on your journey with your Sunday evening show. And happy Mother's Day to everybody in the UK that's watching.
Yeah, it's
I am
Mother's Day
from
here.
ours isn't. We were just talking. Ours isn't until the
Yeah.
May 9th, I think.
Yeah, so
So
Asian. Yeah.
we've been having
Um,
fun working internationally with each other and getting to know each other. But for those who don't know me, my name is Heather Griffin. I am from Buffalo, New York. And so New York usually brings about, New York City accent. But I'm actually closer to Niagara Falls and to Canada than I am New York City. So I'm about 6 hours west of New York City. So,
yeah.
I live here. I'm a personal trainer and health coach. I also own a couple of businesses, which we'll talk about today. I have two boys, Quentin and Archer. So I had the first Archie, just so everybody knows. The royal baby was
He was
inspired by me.
influenced by you. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And how old are they now?
6
Your
and
boys.
4.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
So
cute.
it has been a wild ride. They're less than 2 years apart. They are the best of friends, and I couldn't be luckier to have these two kids during this lockdown because they have
Oh,
made my life so easy because they get along so well. They let me, for the most part, do my work from home. You've seen them pop on a few times during our
yeah,
Zooms.
yeah, I love them coming on the Zooms. And hi, Stacey. Yeah, if you are watching, do say hi. Hey, Layla. So some of you guys are on now, so feel free to ask any questions, especially with Heather. And we are going to share your social media links very, very soon. Hi, Kelly. Excited. So tell us about life before business owning. So did you become a business owner? Were you always into health and fitness?
Yeah, so I was always in health and fitness. I always played sports growing up as a kid and even into college. I played college softball. I always was very interested in, the body, and I ended up getting a degree. I have a bachelor's degree in exercise physiology. So I was very into the anatomy and physiology part of it, body mechanics and movement. And I originally wanted to be an athletic trainer. And I wanted to be out on the field during these sports games and being able to help athletes. But then, I kind of took a turn. That wasn't something that I wanted to do. And I ended up in cardiac rehab. So I was working at a cardiology and pulmonary office. And it was that 9 to 5 job. I didn't like it at all. It was so monotonous and so boring. And I wasn't really truly passionate about it.
Yeah,
So
I can't
then
imagine stuck in 9 to 5.
I never have been able to do it. So then I ended up working in the fitness world. So I started off as an aerobic director.
Hey, Russell's just joined us, Russell
Oh,
Silverman.
hi.
Yes, he
He
was
is
one
responsible
initially.
for us and our
Yeah,
connection, actually. So it was so cool. And so I ended up working for years and years and years as a personal trainer, being in charge of all of the training staff. I even was a spin instructor on the spin bike until I was 8 months pregnant with my second child.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was a wild time. I didn't mind working those hours. I had clients early in the morning. I had clients late in the evening. I worked really, really hard, but it wasn't something that I didn't want to do anymore because of my kids. I didn't want to miss, getting them off to school. I didn't want to miss tucking them in at night. And so, that's when I decided that I wanted to kind of go in a different direction and start my own business. So,
and how did that feel scary, or were you just ready for the challenge straight away, or were you kind of toing and froing with it for a little while?
I did start my business while I was currently working at the gym. And so my first business that I started, it's an internet marketing and product brokerage business. So it went really well hand in hand with my already established personal training business, because we do specialize in health and wellness, weight management, age management, you name it. So it did make a lot of sense
to work together.
Yeah. And it was nice that, I almost had that plan B in my pocket.
Yeah.
And so when the pandemic hit, I was actually working at a gym. A year ago today, actually, is when we found out that my kids weren't going back to school. And then on the 16th of March is when my gym that I was working at actually had to shut down. So I almost didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
And so I was just so grateful that I had something. Yeah.
Yeah. Have gyms opened up back open over there yet? Or
they have limited capacity, and everybody's doing the best that they can. A lot of places got very creative with online workouts and outdoor workouts and stuff like that. But I still had that challenge of my kids are still here, and I don't have anybody to watch them.
And that's amazing that in a lockdown, in a global pandemic, you were able to see the opportunity and launch not just this, but multiple businesses, as we're going to come on to in a minute. So what kind of things do you have in your life that enable you to have that mindset or that drive or that goal to go for that, when most people were, in general, staying at home, getting fat, eating loads of cake, not going out? What was it that drove you into those kind of directions?
I have to be honest, I am surrounded by some of the best people. Within my first business, obviously friends and family that keep me motivated, people that give me the pats on the back when I need it, because that's kind of my love language. I need those words of affirmation. And so I am just absolutely surrounded by the best people. Obviously, my husband is very supportive. His family, and that's who I actually had gone into business with, is his cousin. And you've met Sharon Lawrence, right? Yeah. She's been on our move calls. She actually called me up one day and was just like, I need your help. Let's start working together. And it kind of gave me that nudge to be my best self, because I was that person sitting on the couch, watching the news, in my sweats, didn't want to go outside, was afraid of everything. And I was just so depressed and unmotivated. So thankfully, it's the people that I surrounded myself. Yeah.
I think that's true. I think being surrounded by people who motivate, encourage, support, and inspire you as well when you're around people. Like, I know we'll talk a little bit about Move, where we met more, but that time every week where we're all sat sharing ideas and solving problems and trying to help each other out, I come off feeling like my brain has done a workout at the gym type of thing, of just that kind of energy that everyone's got for it. And I think it is the people.
And you know what, though? It's that attraction. The universe was putting us all together and setting us up to be successful, because that's what we brought on ourselves. Because it was, through you that I got associated with Move and Mark and Andrea, and being in that environment of just wanting to be the best person that you could be. And it's human being. Yeah.
Just better humans. And I've got to take credit for, I've never met Russell, but I literally asked in the Move group, has anybody got any connections in America? And he suggested you. So at the root of all of that was Russell, who had got
Thank you, Russell.
Yeah, thank you, guys. And hi to everybody else.
Because you're expanding business here in the States, and I've been expanding business there in the UK. So it made so much sense. It was awesome.
Absolutely. And how many team members have you got? Because you've got team over here as well, haven't you, as part of your business?
Yeah, we're double digits now. We're ramping up. It's just been so exciting. And it's so funny, because when a lot of businesses have been closing, people are being furloughed, people are getting laid off, it's been such a great thing that we're succeeding and we're getting bigger and better and stronger, and sales have been up, and it's just been so amazing to be, aligned with a great company and great people, and
Yeah. So tell us about, because you've got lots of businesses, tell us about the big one that is launching in how many hours?
Oh, it's launching tomorrow, baby. So
all about I won't even reveal the name. I'll let you go for it.
Well, so if you guys can see, I don't know if it translates backwards or whatnot. So because of the fact that we've just been having so much fun and building our traditional, our plan A's, we decided to go off into a completely different direction and launch a new clothing line.
Why wouldn't you?
Absolutely insane. But my cousin and I, and actually our other cousin who lives in Massachusetts, we came up with this clothing idea that really just serves a purpose in Buffalo, because we obviously are a big sports town. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Buffalo and the Buffalo Bills, and we're a big hockey city and everything like that. But it's just, that's what we're known for. And then we also have the very touristy type thing. We're close to Niagara Falls, that kind of thing. But we wanted something in between. We wanted something that wasn't necessarily representative of the sports world. We didn't want something where, you get a t-shirt when you go to Niagara Falls to bring home to your grandma. We wanted something that was fun, a little more upscale, definitely trendy. So we came up with this Buffalo or Nowhere, because we just have such hometown pride, and we love the city that we live in. We're just obsessed with this city and the people and the culture and the lifestyle. So this is our new little brand, and our website launches tomorrow.
And what kind of clothes have you got there? Are you just shipping locally or all across the US, or are you going global with it?
So right now we are launching we have our crew necks, we have hoodies, we have a 100% recyclable fleece, we have t-shirts. We are going to be launching into, more accessories. We got our samples for our beanie hats, because obviously it's very cold here in Buffalo. And so, we are shipping all across the U.S. right now. And the website itself is called outofnowherebrand.com. So if you guys want to check it out, you could sign up for our email alerts, and anybody that signs up for the email alerts is the first ones to get access to any, new launches or anything like that. So it's very exciting.
And so one is you're going into it with John. It's John, isn't it? So I've met John. John is your husband's cousin. So keeping it in the family, nice kind of business. And is there any way the kids can get involved with any of the photos when you get the beanie hats and stuff? Are you going to get the boys involved?
Yeah, I did a poll to see if anybody wanted a kids line. And it was really cute, because one of our shirts came and it was a size small. And I put it on my 6-year-old, and he just looked so cute.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So eventually we gotta see where this all goes first, and then we'll branch off into some additional lines.
Absolutely. So one of the things as well that we have now, we're both drinking our water. I've got my wine, but I've got my water, because me and Heather are both doing Move 30, which is a challenge. Which ones are you doing? So there's certain challenges, and you had to pick 4 that you would do every day for 30 days. And if you drop one of them, you have to restart the whole challenge again. So I'm on day 15. What day are you on? Day 1. Oh, yeah. That's slightly different. But which ones have you picked?
So I picked that I was going to read every day some sort of, self-development literature. I'm going to drink the 3 liters of water, 100 ounces of water, work out for 45 minutes every single day, and daily meditation.
Wow. See,
I've done parts of those all throughout.
Yeah. I've gone for the steps over the workouts. I'm not sure I commit to 45 minutes every single day. So you're doing well with that to keep that going. But that's been kind of why we've got together in meeting other people, but also our love for personal development. So what kind of books would you recommend? They might be definitely different to people here in the UK. Have you got any good ones that you've really enjoyed reading, or podcasts, things that you listen to for that kind of thing?
Yeah, I've been really into this. A local mom friend of mine actually has a podcast, and it's called Mom is a Verb. And so for Mother's Day, I love, love, love listening to inspirational stories from other mothers, other business owners, people that have just gone through it all. I find that when I listen to these stories, not only does it motivate me, but it also makes me feel a lot of gratitude towards, what I have, and, how lucky I am to have my health and my children and my family. I am a big laws of attraction person. And so my favorite book, I think, of all time is The Secret. I think that is absolutely the way that you should be thinking. That I'm going to read this to you guys because I wrote this down, that the great secret of life is the laws of attraction, or the laws of creation. Life is not happening to you, you're creating it. So I love the idea of just taking responsibility for yourself. So if something goes right, it was you. If something goes wrong, it was you.
And I think that's so much better than the kind of, when people think that they just put it out in the universe and then sit down and don't do anything. Like, it is about the action alongside that belief, isn't it? It's putting them together. So taking that responsibility, I love that.
Yeah. And I think that manifesting your own future is like the shortcut. It's, if you see it in your mind and you're taking those steps, if you can actually see it and visualize it, then it's going to happen. And I really, truly believe that is the case. I end up getting everything that is in my mind. Everything that I'm working for, I always achieve it, good or bad. And so I'm aware of that. I'm aware that sometimes I manifest negative too.
Absolutely. And I think it's easier said than done, because when you're focusing on those things that are negative, that are draining, that are not conducive to where you want to be, and then they start happening, you do start to see that correlation and going, actually, I couldn't stop thinking about that. And that is having an impact on it. So absolutely. Yeah. When it's come to lockdown businesses and being a personal trainer, have there been times where you've just thought, do you know what, it's not worth it, I'm going to go back to the day job, entrepreneurial life is not for me? Have you felt like giving up?
I can't say that I felt like giving up, but I will be very real with you that negative self-talk has played a role in me not getting to where I want to be. And so I know that, I have always tried to be a real person and, share my struggles. And I think that other people really appreciate that. As my brand kind of started coming around, I called myself the hot mess mom, because people will look at me and my life and just be like, okay, everything's going well. She's got everything. She's so lucky. I've worked really hard to get where I've gotten, but I also want everybody to know that it's not sunshine and rainbows 24/7, right? So I think that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, and I think it's the lucky thing. There's so many people that will say when you're successful in business or in anything, and they go, she's so lucky. And you think, oh, if only you could see the hours when I put the kids to bed and I do this, or if only they could see the days when I get up and just think, oh, I want a day off, but you can't, because that's what it is. So what's been the hardest thing about being a business owner in general? What's the hardest thing about it?
I think that it is the fact that when you own your own business, when you're doing your own thing, it's you 24/7, right? Yeah. And I have a very hard time finding work-life balance. And so recently, I forgot who said it. Was it even Mark or maybe somebody else?
No, Michael, I think it was.
It might have been Michael.
Michael Levitt. Yeah, I think it was.
And if you guys should look him up, he's brilliant. But he said something about work-life harmony. And I thought that nailed it for me. That you're not always going to have balance. You're not always going to be on your game. If I'm succeeding really well in my personal relationship, then something else is lacking, maybe my friendships. And if I'm doing really well at business, then maybe my kids aren't getting all of my attention. You know, and I've always struggled with that. And I struggled with thinking that other people could do it. But I think balance is absolutely like, it's not a thing. So it's honestly that finding that work-life harmony and being able to turn it off. I'm like such a workaholic sometimes that either like I'm all or nothing. So we got to find that harmony in there somewhere.
And I think that's why we have so much in common, because I'm the same. And I'll often say to Andrea or to Mark when I'm chatting to them and say, I just want to switch off. I want to learn how to switch off. And Mark's like, I never switch off. And Andrea's like, I never switch off. I'm like, okay, so I either need to stop beating myself up for it, or I need to speak to somebody else. But I think for me, it's also that there's only you to bounce those ideas around sometimes. And I'm really lucky I've got a mentor in Roz that I work with, and I have Andrea and Mark and a few other people. But actually, it's that all the decisions come down to you, isn't it, as a business, that's it. There's no boss to go to. There's no HR team to ask what they think, or marketing team. You're wearing all of those hats. So
it's a pro and it's a con all at the same time.
All in the same one. So on the reverse of that, then, what is the best thing about being your own boss entirely? No day job. What is the best bit?
I just love helping people. I really do. I love helping people, and owning my own business and owning my own time has really given me the luxury of being able to do that. I really would give the shirt off of my back for anybody. And I think that also being inspirational, if I could change one person's mindset, if I could just be an impact on one person, if I could just like influence the health and well-being of one person, I've done my job. And then of course I want to also, and I want to leave a legacy too. I want to show my kids, you know, to work hard and to be a good person and to help others as well. So, you know, I just am so passionate about helping people.
I love that. And I think that's the key to it all. And I think when you're a business owner, the best way to do it is to find a problem to solve. And if you can find that problem that you solve, you are helping people all along. So that's kind of where I've got with it. So where can they find your links? Where are you for all your different businesses? Because we talked a little bit about Buffalo or Nowhere. What other links have they got that they can find you on social media or your other businesses?
So I am Heather Griffin on all platforms. So you can find me on Facebook. My Facebook wellness group is Heather Griffin Health, Wealth, and Happiness, where we talk a lot about recipes, exercises, mindset, supplementation, you name it. And then I also on Instagram, we are Buffalo or Nowhere for our clothing line. Heather Griffin _1, I think, for my personal page. And I also have my website, shopthegriffins.com, where you can get all of your health and wellness. You can get all of your internet shopping. So anybody that shops online can save money and get paid while they are shopping on my shopthegriffins.com site.
Oh, that's fantastic. So after this is finished, will you pop all the links in the chat so people can find those?
I will.
Fabulous. And so the last thing I really wanted to ask you was, what do you think, and this is probably a leading question really, but what do you think is the biggest difference? And I know we've chatted about this a little bit with the States and over here in the UK. Apart from time difference and a few jokes that either one of us won't get at times, what are the biggest differences?
I would say we have a lot more similarities than differences. I think that, you know, when it comes to humor, I find that my humor and your British humor is very on track to things. I think that just like sales approaches maybe are a little bit different, you know. I think that everybody loves to buy, but nobody likes to be sold. And so that's just something that we're having a barrier and just trying to break those barriers and having that better communication when it comes to things. I know we've joked around about the American refrigerator Were you
Yeah,
on for that one?
we were fascinated because I've got one, and we do call it, when we were shopping for it, we were all like, even the kids were like, can we get an American fridge freezer? And I was like, yeah, and that is just what they're called. And I was like, what do you call them over there? And what do you call them over? They're just
just refrigerators, yeah. I don't have an American refrigerator though. I have the top and the bottom, just I don't know.
So yeah, got the double-sided like pull out. And then you were saying about buffalo wings as well, that everywhere else in America they're called buffalo wings, but in Buffalo they're just called wings.
Just wings. So I did a post the other day about, last night actually we had wings. So pizza and wings, hands down, buffalo. Oh yeah. But yeah, everywhere else it's called buffalo wings. And here it's just wings. I have a question for you. And this is going to be silly because I've been working in the UK, virtually obviously, for a year now. When you say tea, like I'm going to have my tea, does that mean like dinner?
Yeah, well, it can mean that, but if I was gonna say, this is where my accent's really coming out now. If I was going to have a cup of tea, I would probably say a cup of tea, or can you make me a tea? But if I was gonna have my tea, so the word before it is slightly different, but yeah, we can, over here, we often say tea instead of dinner, like evening meal. And then sometimes we call lunch dinner.
Okay.
So yeah, my kids would say what's for dinner, meaning lunchtime, and then what's for tea in the evening. Yeah. So it gets confusing, especially, yeah.
Yeah, I have some business partners that will come into our Zooms and I'm giving a presentation and he's like, I just made my tea, or I just had my tea. And I was like, okay, does that mean dinner? I never asked.
Yeah, it is a meal over here, so that is definitely the thing. So yeah, so have you still got your workout to do for Move 30 at the minute?
Yep. So right now here it is almost 3:30 in the afternoon. Half past 3? Yeah. How do you say 3:30?
So some people say 3:30, but generally 3:30.
3:30, yeah. So the sun's out. It's very, very cold here today. My husband took the kids to the park so that I would have some quiet environment for this. But yeah, I still have to do my workout. I already meditated. I am really good on my water. And what was the other one? Oh, I did read earlier today. So day one is going to be in the books for me.
Yes. Well, I just finished before. I was like walking around the living room. And my husband said, why are you still doing that? He's like, you've got all that. I was like, I need to be, when I'm on the live, I need to be able to categorically say I have completed everything. So I have. I've just got a couple more. Well, actually, I've got a little bit more of water to go to make sure I finished it, but I'll do that. So, yes, thank you so much for joining me. And I'm excited to see the launch. So I'm thinking I might get a couple of bits and send them to a couple of my team because I think they would love those bits. So definitely put the links in below. I'm excited to catch you. And for anybody who also is interested in personal development, meeting new people and just having that support network, which I think for anybody who's planning or has launched a business is definitely worth doing. Then we both attend Move, don't we? Which have 8 sessions, 7 in the UK, 1 in the US. We'll pop the link in there as well to that. And in 2 weeks' time, we've got Mark and Andrea coming on to have a chat with us as well. So that's going to be exciting. Next week, for any of you that are on LinkedIn, we have the lovely Jerry Williams from Smooth Accounting, and I'm very excited about that. And yeah, that's everything. So thank you so much, Heather. And I will bid you farewell. Have a good evening or rest of the day for you guys. We're going to sit here and enjoy the rest of Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. And I'll see you later. Bye. Thanks again.
Sarah. Bye, guys.